Deer in a local neighborhood without killing is just now wrapping up. It's the first time anything like this has been tried in Ohio. While no one is sure if it's ultimately the answer, they are certainly giving it serious consideration. Local 12's Rich Jaffe joins us now from Mount Storm Park with a story you will see only on Local 12 News. Rich?
Brad, it's generally accepted that a healthy deer herd is made up of about 20 animals per square mile. Well, in the square mile around this park, we're talking about a herd that is well over 100 animals. Generally speaking, communities have turned to bow hunters in the last few years to knock those numbers down. But last year, some community organizations here in Clifton decided to try something else. 44 deer running around Clifton are now sporting colorful ear ID tags. 41 of them, does, have also had their ovaries removed. It's part of a national research program to see if sterilizing deer is a viable alternative to shooting them. Tony DiNicola's company works on animal population control projects around the world with everything from sharpshooters to volunteers and vets.
We've got 3 studies that have been going at least 3 years now, and we've shown anywhere from 10 to 20% population declines annually. Okay. Pretty significant considering you're not incurring any human-induced mortality.
10 team members, mostly volunteers like Karina DiLorenzo, invested nearly 100 hours apiece over 5 nights to help.
It was very exhausting, but it was also thrilling at the same time. Took a little bit to get used to the techniques, but I'm honestly kind of sad it's over.
Shot at night with his dart gun, deer are tranquilized, tracked, captured, neutered, and then returned unharmed to the wild. 11 have radio tracking collars. Clifton Town Meeting, residents, and the Humane Society of the United States came up with the funding. It had the blessing of ODNR, Cincinnati Police, and the Cincinnati Parks Department. Robert Rack's wife and another neighbor did the research and contacted DiNicola's research group. Rack says it's been a challenge to deal with
the dramatic range of strongly held feelings and opinions and values when it comes to Bambi. So, some people look at these deer and they see food, some people see sport killing, some people see sacred that shouldn't be touched, some people see nature that should be preserved.
While everyone agrees they need a deer solution, they're cautiously optimistic about
the science is, we don't know, may or may not work, but was worth a try and was the only alternative people could think of here to avoid just shooting them.
Now, the area we're talking about basically has a lower boundary, if you will, of I-75, which is down at the bottom of this hill, and then up on the other end, it's Ludlow Avenue. And the area around the park, and specifically Lafayette Avenue, which is down below us, as you can imagine, was kind of the prime hunting area during this whole thing. I think one of the most amazing parts of this entire situation is that for 5 nights, all through this community, there was a truck prowling around with a rifle sticking out of it, shooting deer. There were people running through backyards, and nobody ever called the police. Little bit surprising there, but they did a good job of it. In Clifton, Rich Jaffe, Local 12 News.
I would call that a success, Rich. Thanks very much. The research project is going to continue for the next 3 to 5 years. Any young female deer that weren't sterilized are going to be targeted for next year. And one of the biggest challenges will be to see if outside deer come into the herd and negate the changes that were made by the sterilized ones.